Hello, everyone. I'm Golda,
And I'm Jamie.
and welcome to the J
J
Gold
Gold
Impact.
Impact.
So, today we wanted to talk about personal growth, and we've come a long way, baby.
Yes, we have.
Yes. And as an aside, shout out to the
Go
Knicks.
Knicks!
Go Knicks. Knicks in five. They've
Woo!
also come a long way, baby.
Yes, they
Yes,
have.
yes. So, Jamie, in terms of the topic, personal growth, when when did you feel you've lost a majority of your insecurities, if you have or have not? At what time? At what point? Or have you?
Oh, that's a good question. And let me say, I think most of us will always have at least one or two insecurities just because of human nature. But to reframe the question a little bit, I would say that I became a little bit more confident probably around my mid 20s, specifically at age 25, just because at that time in life I had been through a few rough patches. I started doing Pilates, and overall, I started taking better care of myself. And so I established routines and a foundation that helped me to feel more comfortable and thus confident.
Okay, so what did you refer to again? You said 25?
25.
Okay. Well, for me, it was 10 years later. 35 was really when I felt my most confidence, and also the majority of my insecurities that I had been carrying kind of went to the wayside. And the reason why I'm saying that was because, during that at that time, I was climbing the corporate ladder in my 20s, had a boyfriend, hadn't married yet or anything like that, hadn't even had Jamie yet. And so it was like I was still attached to all these social norms. But as I progressed in my 30s, had a boyfriend and a husband, and then had the baby, and also I was still climbing the corporate ladder, but it wasn't so intense. And I had a little bit more knowledge, so it didn't feel like I had to keep those baggages and those insecurities. So I kind of started dropping them in my 30s. So mid 30s, 35.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes,
And I think
yes.
also by, having a baby and getting through that first year, it really seems like that alone would help anyone to build more confidence just because I've
Whew.
heard it's extremely rough.
Yes. And also, honestly, we didn't have social media back then. So a lot of younger parents now, they have these pressures because, in social media, they're telling them, and I say social media meaning, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of these things, telling them how they should feed the baby, how they should raise the baby, whether they should
Okay.
breastfeed or not. So, so those kinds of things. So it did alleviate some of those insecurities not having the social media, because if you don't know, you don't know. So yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
So yeah. So back to our topic of personal growth. When did you feel like, how would you say you've accomplished, or you feel like you've had personal growth in terms of we've come a long way, baby?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest ways I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I've grown as a person is
Mm-hmm.
really just letting things go and not letting things affect me as much as they did when
Mm-hmm.
I was younger. When I was in my early 20s and late teens, I often felt really strong emotions. I felt a lot of nervousness. I felt very indecisive. But
Mm-hmm.
as the years have gone on, just by living life and going through different experiences, I've become a little bit more confident in my own decision making. And I've realized that things truly do work out.
Mm-hmm.
And by also building my relationship with God, that faith has also helped me to grow
Yes.
spiritually, to have more confidence, specifically in the unknown.
Yes. Shout out to God.
Yes.
You know? Because when you're down and out and you have no one else to believe in, there is a God, you know? For me, well, let me see. Because when I look back, right, and I look at these younger 20 something now, everyone's rushing to get to the end result, right? Everyone's rushing to get that big pot of gold on the end of the rainbow. Not everyone, but a lot of folks, are rushing. And I just feel like a lot of it is just like they have it backwards. It's like it's the thrill of the race, it's the thrill of getting there. And for me, my personal and growth, I think, came over the years, it wasn't just one thing, right? Because I said I had, the babies in my mid 30s and things like that. Well, just you, not the babies, just one baby. But, and I think like my 40s, I think that's when I felt like I've come a long way and in the personal growth and things like that. And I look back because I see, I'm not struggling anymore to get up the corporate ladder. I'm not struggling for that acknowledgement from my peers. I'm not struggling, to find a boyfriend. Jamie, that's you. Good luck. I'm not struggling with these things. So I do see when I look back the personal growth, and there were days and years when I felt lonely because at that time in my mid 20s, I was an introvert. I'm still an introvert, but I've kind of learned to like manage it. So looking back, I say that my accomplishments, I feel a lot better now with the personal growth, and I do see that.
Okay, I
Yes.
mean that makes sense.
Yes. So then one of the questions I wanted to know is, right, as your younger self, is there anything critical that you feel like folks our age need to know that at your age you feel like there's a gap that we're missing? Because I do know I'll save mine after she answers.
Um, I would say one thing that comes to
Okay.
mind is for anyone of various ages, I find that sometimes we are hesitant to change and to shake things up. And I say that because one piece of advice I would give to someone older or even younger is do not be afraid of a change or a transition.
Yes.
Just because you've been doing something for many, many years doesn't mean you can't try something new and completely change directions. So that's my
Okay.
piece of advice.
Well, you know what? That's a good one because I know I'm not quick for changes. And it has a lot to do with age, right? Because we've done it so many times and we're comfortable and we're living in our skin and we're not wanting to change. So, yeah, okay, that's a fair assessment. Change is good.
Yeah.
All right. So, for me, for the younger age, your age and younger, I say that, you know, don't be so quick to jump into relationships. Don't be so quick to marry. Don't be so quick to have kids. All of these things come later on in life, but I feel like a lot of times the younger kids, and this we were discussing this, Jamie, they're quick to want to get married, but yet they don't take the time to know the person they're marrying. And then after all, I hate to say it, hell breaks loose, then they're finding it out. So for me, my advice to yourself and younger pairs would be don't be so quick to jump into a relationship without doing the background check, without doing the facts, without doing any of that. So that would be my advice to you, younger self. Do you
That makes
think that's a
sense.
fair one?
Yeah, that's fair. I also have one more piece of
Okay,
advice for folks who are a little bit older than I
let's hear
am.
it because, of course, we said one, but she has two. This is what she does, right? Okay.
So please give us younger folks a chance. I find that sometimes people who are extremely intelligent and qualified are overlooked just given that they are younger. But I'm here to tell you that please, please just give us a chance. Everyone deserves a start and the opportunity to be great and to grow.
Yes. Okay. All right. So what do you think about that whole jumping into the marriage and that whole we're quick to have babies? Am I judging or is that something you've observed?
I mean, you're judging, but I've also observed that.
Okay, I always judge, right? I say that. But yes, but go ahead. So you do think that that's a valid thing.
I do, but I
Okay.
think in a way that's should be, a given, but unfortunately it's not always.
Okay.
I think that sometimes, of course, I'm not married, but I would encourage everyone, whether you're dating or married, I would encourage them to pause and review their intentions.
Right.
Why does this feel like the right next step? What are the qualities that I need in a partner? Can we have the tough conversations? Let's not just date or get married and figure it out later.
And don't be so quick to have babies the month you get married. You can wait. Because you know what? There's time. I know for a fact there's time. And so sometimes, you know what? You don't need to right away. It's okay to pause and say, you know what? Let me enjoy this marriage before I start having babies so I can get to know this guy or this gal.
Well, well, that's actually, Mumsy, coming from a place of privilege. Because unfortunately, there are some folks who don't have the luxury of time to wait. Which is why, as it pertains to the topic of children, I would strongly encourage people to have those conversations in very early days.
Okay, all right, you heard it from her. A place of privilege. Okay, so there we are. All right, so the other thing I wanted to talk about was okay, we spoke about we've come a long way, baby. Shout out to the Knicks.
Woo, go Knicks!
Yes, yes. We've spoken about, looking back and how we know that we've accomplished things, right? What are you thinking about for the next 10 years? What do you think, or how do you foresee your life in the next 10 years? We've looked at what we said we accomplished, but how do you see your life in the next 10 years?
That is a loaded question. Can we say the next? You don't even say next 5 years, next 10 years. Okay. Can we say next 1 year? 10 years.
That's what I'm saying. They have no plan, people. Yes, 5 years.
10 years.
Okay, 5 years. What do you see yourself in 5 years?
Even 5 years. That seems a little bit more reasonable, but still, a lot can happen in 5 years.
Yes, a lot can happen in 5 years. But you know what? When I was 20 and I was looking at someone at 50, 60 years old, I was like, damn, that's old. But you know what? Time advanced. And now I'm that person going, I'm not so old. That's why I'm asking that question. In 5 years, like in terms of just, we've come a long way, baby, and you look back, what would you say?
I think I need a minute to think about that. How about I'll ask you?
Okay, and I'll give you a minute to think about it because you know what? As older people, this is how we do it. We know, right?
No, not everyone. Only some of you, a select few.
Type A personality. That's me. Okay, so 5 years from now, yes, I'm retired, right? I'm no longer working. I have hobbies. I'm volunteering. I'm helping out folks at church. I'm going to church more often. I'm getting a little bit more spiritual. I'm traveling. I'm doing things like that because why not? So that's my 5 years.
Are you not already doing those things?
Not really. Because you know what? I'm doing them partially, but I'm talking full on. Yes, full on.
Okay.
Yeah, so what about you 5 years from now?
Sure. And
Don't say having babies.
I don't know about that.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I would pretty much say the same as you, minus retiring, respectfully.
Okay, so you've heard from the younger one and you've heard from the older one. But folks, I know we talk about these things and we're talking about personal growth. It's different for everyone, right? These are just our perspective on things. And we try to keep it a little light and a little fun because you know what? Life can get heavy. Yeah. Life can get really heavy. And like Jamie's saying, sometimes I'm coming from a place of privilege and it's not meant to be. It's just my experience and how I've grown. Right, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is it. If you like this video, hit the notification, give us a thumbs up and a like.
And please subscribe.
Yes, because we would love to hear from you. Until next time.
Bye, everyone.
Go Knicks.
Woo!
Go Knicks.
Bye.